Good evening, everyone. Herzlich willkommen. I'm delighted to welcome you to the St. Patrick's Day celebration of the Irish Consulate here in Frankfurt. Éireann agus cóide na hÉireann, tá Céad Míle Fáilte romh anseo inniu. Tá anáthair orm a bheith anseo libh chun ar lán náisiúnta a cheiliúradh. St. Patrick's Day is a unique opportunity for us to come together and celebrate our country and our deep connections with Irish people and friends of Ireland around the world. As we mark this St. Patrick's Day, I know that we are all thinking of the people of Ukraine and the incredible hardship they are experiencing. I would like to acknowledge their resilience and courage and assure them of Ireland's unwavering support. As an active, engaged and fully committed member of the European Union and the international community of free and democratic nations, Ireland stands with Ukraine. While the past year has been and continues to be challenging in many ways, I and the team at the Consulate are so pleased that the links between Ireland and the states of Hesse, Rhineland-Palatinate and Saarland have continued to grow in so many areas over the past 12 months, from policy and business to culture and creativity. Und wir freuen uns sehr auf die Gelegenheit, diese Verbindungen in dem kommenden Jahr zu vertiefen. Ich möchte mich ganz herzlich bei unseren deutschen Partnern für ihre Unterstützung und ihr Engagement in diesem Jahr bedanken. Ich möchte ebenfalls meine beste Wünsche an Herrn Ministerpräsident Volker Bouffier und Frau Europaministerin Lucia Puttrich in Hessen, an die rheinland-pfälzische Ministerpräsidentin Malu Dreyer und Frau Staatssekretärin Heike Raab sowie den saarländischen Ministerpräsidenten Tobias Hans und Staatssekretär Heinrich Eichel senden. Ich sende auch herzliche Grüße an meine Kolleginnen und Kollegen im konsularischen Korps. Over the past few years, the resilience of the Irish diaspora abroad and the vital role played by our Irish community organisations has been highlighted time and time again, and nowhere is this more evident than in Hessen, Rhineland-Pfalz and Saarland. I and the team at the Consulate are especially thankful for the great work being done by the many Irish community organisations in our area, including the Irish Business Network, the German-Irish Lawyers and Business Association, the Frankfurt Sarsfields and Darmstadt GAA clubs, and the many Friends of Ireland in the Friedberg, Höchst and Saarbrücken societies. I'd like to take the opportunity to thank each of them for their contribution this evening, which is so vital in keeping our Irish culture alive here in Hessen. I would also like to thank Ambassador Nicholas O'Brien, our colleagues at the Embassy in Berlin, and in Borbia, Enterprise Ireland, IDA Ireland and Tourism Ireland in Germany for their support throughout the year. While we can't celebrate in person today, I look forward to seeing all of you again in the months ahead, and I hope each of you will mark our National Day in your own way today. Anisha Corja, I'm delighted to introduce An Taoiseach Micheál Martin with a message for the Irish community and Friends of Ireland.
Happy St. Patrick's Day, Frankfurt. Benachtína féle pádraig ormh go léir. Tá áthas orm a bheith caintle bhanúh thar ceann bhuaintear na hÉireann agus lá le pádraig á ceiliúradh going i ngár is a géin. Gach áit inar féidir ló, tá ár muinter ag ach cheangan leis an bobal má gúrd. Ár bobal ag ach cheangal le na chéile, agus éire ag ach cheangal leis an dain. Mar sin féin, tá scá ár geiliúradh im líne leis an déan leachas agus rial dlí fí bhagart. I am delighted to be able to speak to you today on behalf of Ireland. Our celebrations this year are tempered by the reminder that democracy and the rule of law can never be taken for granted. And so, this year especially, let St. Patrick's Day be a moment to recall and to extol human fellowship, empathy and solidarity, true values of a republic. For let there be no mistake, this is a decisive moment for democratic freedoms and values everywhere. 100 years ago, our country was taking our first decisions as a sovereign democratic state. An early act on the international stage in 1923 was to join the League of Nations. Multilateralism and international cooperation has shaped who we are from the very start. In 1955, we joined the United Nations. 3 years later, our service as international peacekeepers began. Ireland today has the longest unbroken peacekeeping record of any nation in the world. Peacekeeping is a proud tradition ingrained in our culture. 50 years ago, we voted to join what is now the European Union, a union formed in the ruins of war to create unbreakable bonds of peace across Europe. Our European Union membership has added new rich layers of identity, of belonging and of solidarity. And so, on this St. Patrick's Day, I say with confidence on your behalf, we reassert our unequivocal commitment to democratic and humanitarian values by standing with the people of Ukraine. We again declare our unshakable support for the rule of law. We are one with the people of Ukraine. Their freedom is our freedom. Their struggle is our struggle. Friends, Garda, after 2 long years, we are emerging from the COVID-19 pandemic. We have learned a lot about ourselves. We know we are resilient. We've also seen how much each of us depends on the other. We are facing new challenges, but we will face them together and we will prevail. Our people are reconnecting with their communities. Our communities are reconnecting with each other, and Ireland is reconnecting with the world. That spirit of connection will guide us in the coming months. I believe that Irish people everywhere will respond to what is happening in Ukraine with the same energy, compassion and conviction that we have showed during the COVID crisis. We will be tested economically, personally, institutionally, but we will respond as a proud member of the community of democratic nations and as citizens of a republic. I would like to take a moment to pay a special tribute to Irish people across the world for the manner in which you have faced the pandemic. Ireland is immensely proud of how our people at home and abroad responded to the crisis with humanity, selflessness and generosity. Our healthcare workers, our aid workers and our peacekeepers all represent our country with great distinction. There are countless examples of our diaspora reaching out the hand of friendship and of care to the more vulnerable members of our community during difficult times. For that, I thank you. Over the past 2 years, the richness of Irish artistic output has kept alive a flame of hope, a welcome reminder of human potential when we felt most powerless. Ireland salutes you all. And now we're all called upon again in a new and terrible crisis. Together, we will rise to this challenge and the other great environmental and security challenges that face the world. We will work in unity to protect and restore international law and the principles of the UN Charter. We will redouble our efforts to ensure peace and stability across our European neighbourhood. We remember those we have lost in the pandemic. We will honour their memory by strengthening our bonds of community and implementing real change that reflects the important and often profound lessons we have learned. Ní neart go cur le chéile. There is no strength without unity, a sentiment that has a special resonance at this time. We stand together and we stand with the international community of democratic nations. We stand for a better world and we stand against autocracy and oppression wherever they appear. We stand with Ukraine. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Gurv Magat the Hishig. Thank you, Taoiseach. It now gives me great pleasure to introduce the cultural segment of today's celebration. Irish culture is at the centre of our communities, both at home and abroad, and our creativity is at the heart of who we are as Irish people. I'm delighted to present to you 3 wonderful performances by Irish musicians, singers and dancers. First, we'll see a performance of Almost Hamish by Harps at the Border, Zoe Conway, John McIntyre, a Music Generation Loud Youth Harp Ensemble. Zoe Conway composed this piece in memory of Seamus Heaney, and here we see it performed in the spectacular scenery of Carlingford Lough. We'll then hear Mick Flannery and Susan O'Neill performing Are We Free in the beautiful surrounds of Galway's St Nicholas Church. And finally, we'll see Irish band Skipper's Alley performing The Geese in the Bag in Adair Manor in County Limerick, along with Edwina Guckian.
we free to understand, or bound repeat again all the wars of before?
Make your heart up-minded, build your castle out of pride, put your back into it, leave my effort
That'll do us all right, yeah?
Acordia, I want to thank you for joining our St. Patrick's Day celebration this evening, and I hope you enjoyed all of the performances presented by our wonderful Irish artists. Ik möchte mich nochmals ganz herzlich bei jedem Einzelnen von Ihnen für die großartige Unterstützung in diesem Jahr bedanken, und ich hoffe, Sie alle bald wieder zu sehen. In particular, I hope you'll join us for some of the events we plan to hold over the next few months, including celebrations to mark the 100th anniversary of James Joyce's Ulysses and 50 years since Ireland's accession to the European Union, as well as a first ever Irish Community Festival here in Frankfurt. But for now, I'd like to wish you a very happy St. Patrick's Day. Bonigi sultas an cuid eile den lei, agus banachtaí na féile Pádraig ar of Galéir. Céad Míle Fáilte.